software testing tips and tricks channel. So in this video we'll talk about common mistakes in automation testing. So nowadays automation testing is must, like every product being tested automatically. They want to add more and more automation tests in your company. So we all agree that we are doing some mistakes while doing this automation, or we forced to do some mistakes while doing this automation testing. So if you are also seeing this mistake, feel free to comment. So watch this video till the end. I will explain what are the common mistakes with the examples and how you should solve that. So let's start. So first thing is like using wrong automation tool. So deciding automation tool is very important. So it is like deciding car. Like when you decide your car, like when you want to buy a car and you want to decide, right? So you need to figure out who will drive, what is the budget, what is my need of car, like it is off-road driven or it will be on highways or it will be in city only. So those kind of things we need to decide while doing automation tool as well. So first thing is like, is the automation tool suited to your testing needs? So you need to figure out like what is your goal. So based on goal you should decide like what is my testing needs. I just need to do some UI testing only, only I want to cover sanity. I want to put it part of CI/CD testing or not, and what is my product like. If it is a new React based product, then there might be new tools like Playwright and Cypress will be suit more, right? And if your product developed with older way, then maybe Selenium is suited best. And it is too complex, your product is too complex, then you need to figure out like how you can do that. And other question is who will automate. Like if you want to train manual QA and automate, you want to hire special automation specialist or developers sometimes do automation, right? So developers prefer like their code should be as part of integration test only. So they uh, they can be more good with node based frameworks because they have experience in node. So those kind of things you need to decide before starting the automation. And what to automate, like if you want to do sanity regression full end to end. So if you want to write too many test cases, that design the framework that way and use automation tool that are can be expandable that way. So second thing is like design framework wrong way. So while designing the framework, we don't sometimes look for further years, like in 3 years 4 years how it will be. So we don't take care about how to expand your automation framework. So for example, right now your product is in English, like your website is in English, and future it will be added global support for localized like Swedish, French and other languages it will start supporting. So how your automation UI automation will take care of this language changes. So those things should be taken care while designing the framework only. So whatever limitation you have decided, right, when you're designing the framework, so sometimes you have decided like, okay, this is a limitation right now, but will it be fixable like in future? Like if you don't like this limitation or you need to come over that, then there should be some way to fix that. It should be not like now we need to change the tool itself, right? And how to run this test easily with CI/CD. So that is also you should take care while deciding the framework only. So this is the second thing people do, mostly don't think much while designing framework. And sometimes what they do is they just copy paste other teams framework and start using it and don't decide at all. So these things may cost you on longer run. Third thing is lack of automation planning. Like planning is always required, right? Have you planned automation the way you plan development and testing? So every time, like in every sprint, develop, you plan development, right? What will be developed and what will be tested. But have you ever planned testing like that also? Like in your automation framework, what will be need to add in this sprint based on new functionality and framework changes? What will changes required in this beat or in this sprint and like in this release what will take care in automation. So those things also should be planned way before, like when you plan the development itself. So that is also one of the most important things and most of the people miss it, because one of the reason for missing this is because automation teams most of the companies run separately. They are not part of development teams. So that is one of the gap we can talk about, and it should be minimal. And is it part of your delivery items, that what I told, right? And what to automate. So that is also one of the things that most of the people don't know. Like, people know but they don't know. So for example, so mistake here is like automate test cases which are not required. So people know that this is not required test case, but we need to automate it just sake of it, like we are doing automation, right? So mostly we should avoid automating this way. We should automate only the things which we require to retest every time. For example, login scenarios, we every day we do the login, right? So same way, in automation, doesn't make much sense. We can try new things or new ways or with new user kind of things that we should do. Also, like if you open any of the website, e-commerce website like Amazon, right? So in Amazon, like every time we know, like we need to search things, and we need to see the items should be displayed, and all the things that will be tested for one time only. We should not test every time these things, right? So if it won't make much effort, don't require it. And require only things that are stable, right? If something is not stable, and you need to figure out like how to make it stable every time, like three time one test case is passing and two time it is not passing, right? So it doesn't make test, and also it doesn't give you confidence, enough confidence, right? So don't do this kind of things. So too much automation always harms, and too complex scenarios also, you should simplify the scenarios first and then try to automate, so that it should be more stable. Now other thing is like test data management. This is very crucial thing, and this is one of the most common mistake people do while doing the automation. That what test data are you using? So in automation team, like as I told, it is separate team, so they don't know like what actual test data is required. So we need the help of experienced tester. So if experienced tester is there to decide what test data should be there, then it will be more helpful. So in for example in login only, right? So most of the tests you use login credential admin or test 123 or something like that, and use same since years, like they don't change anything in that. So for that, like we should have enough test data, we should have random users with different types of user if you have capabilities like that. So all these things should be tested, and it should be changed according to time. So also how to update test data timely, right? So as I told, like in 1 year 3 year, if you are running say on same test data, then it doesn't make sense. Like you need to improve that test cases over the years, add more test data, decide like which test data is like more worthy and meaningful to find the new bugs. So these things should be taken care. And like maintenance issue, like everybody facing it, right? And because of this maintenance issue, some teams are afraid to start automation as well. So don't afraid about maintenance issue, but plan resources for maintenance. So to avoid more maintenance, again the key idea is to sync with your developers. If your developers are going to change something, then you should, they need to inform automation team, and based on that, once it goes into testing environment, by the time the automation can be updated, and we don't see much issues there. Also framework maintenance, this is what I told is test cases maintenance, other is framework maintenance. So framework also should be maintained with the time. Like if you get new updates, like if you are using Playwright and you are getting new updates, or Selenium and you are getting new updates, then you should you update your platform framework also accordingly. And we should plan like when will we update those things. Also like based on the needs, like now we have thousands of test cases, right? We need to run in different suits with different ways. So that can be also kind of maintenance activity that you need to figure out. And special automation team, that is more causing more issues, as we already discussed, but this is also one of the thing like we miss. Like people decide who will start automation. So when we starting the automation, most of the companies form special automation team, and that time like we need to decide like who will start automation. If it is a manual QA is who is learning, or new automation QA you hire which don't have much idea of the product, like how product way is working. So when you are deciding this automation team, you need to decide like who all uh, can be there, so that it will be stable. There should be some guy who is expert in automation, and thus there should be some guys who are good with product knowledge. So both things should be balanced. Who will maintain framework? So in that also you need to decide who will maintain the framework. In some of the companies, what they do is they have centralized team who maintains all the automation frameworks like that, and there are different kind of frameworks. They just maintain the frameworks only. So that can be the thing that you can think of. Also, is there any third party dependency? Because if there is it, then there should be knowledge about in the team, and automation team. So if using third party tools, then we need to hire that automation expert also, and we need to take timely take inputs from them, or we need to take help from them. So that can be also cause a lot of troubles. Who will write test cases? So again, the sometimes manual queue itself trained and get start writing test cases. So all the test cases which are going to return is should be reviewed in the team, and then only we should add the test cases. Because like adding test cases is very easy, but maintaining those test cases will take lot of efforts. So these things should be keep in mind if you are forming special automation team. Then I suggest like that team should be as close as your development and testing team. So one more myth is 100% test coverage. So everybody is like, how much test coverage you have? So whenever automation started, like from the first day itself, people are asking, your higher management is asking like how much test coverage you have. So they don't care about like they don't care much about that. Like they just care the coverage percentage, not quality, how many bugs they are finding, or how, what some complex scenarios are takes time to automate, and some are very easy and gives you good coverage, right? But it makes more sense like how critical test scenarios are automated or not. So 100% test coverage should be goal, but it should not like you should, as we discussed earlier, keep on adding tests which are not required at all. So that doesn't make sense. So not integrated in CI/CD pipeline. So mostly if you ask like your automation is on CI/CD, chill. Yes, our tests already running in GitHub Actions. GitHub Actions running tests in GitHub Actions is not part of CI/CD pipeline. So CI/CD means continuous integration and continuous delivery. So as soon as your code, developer's code is integrated in the environment, your tests should start running on that. And if it fails, it should not allow developer to that merge that PR unless it got fixed, or the issues got highlighted, and if there is already bugs and something like that. So you can decide your process, but CI/CD, your automation should be in CI/CD, or at least some test cases should be part of CI/CD, so that like there should be not any common bugs that can go. So your developers can take care of these things, and they don't need to ask QA to run automation test again and again. So daily runs are different, and CI/CD automation is different. So you should take care of this thing as well. So mostly we integrate smoke test or test with the CI/CD pipeline. And one more thing is automation test not finding that much bugs and useless. So that is also common. Like mostly once you have stable automation and everything is going smoothly, that time from higher management someone will ask like how many automation bugs we are finding in automation, and we come with a low number of bugs compared to manual every time, because manual people works in new feature and they already found new bugs and all. Even in regression also, in manual test finds more bugs than automation. That is mostly known thing. If it is not, and if your automation is finding more issues, then that is fine. But so what to do here? So first of all, you should know the goal of your automation test. Automation test is more like giving you the confidence that whatever working things are there, these are working. So that is the first goal of automation, mostly in UI automation. And so our automation is useless and throw it out is not it should not be words like these words I have already listened once. And like if your automation is not finding bugs, that doesn't mean like your automation is useless. It means like your product is stable, and you are taking care of the bugs before it comes to production. Also, like I told, like use different data in test data in automation, and keep updating test data and scenarios so that it won't become like that, and it likely to find bugs. Also, the bugs found in automation should be tracked separately or keep some labels for that, so that you can show in your reports for later. So thank you. So these are the most common mistake I can think about, and I have faced few mistakes, and we are still doing some mistakes. So if you like this video, please like this video and comment like whatever the issue you are facing in the automation. We'll try to discuss over that. Also subscribe this channel and press the bell icon, and follow us in social media for more fun. Links are in the description. Thank you.